Coming up on the HR Big Meat podcast.
I remember when the very first time that I was about to leave a job or thinking of leaving a job where I didn't have anything to go to, I remember saying to my mum, well, does this make me a failure? That was my biggest fear. If I walk out on this job, does it make me a failure because I couldn't cope? These are the thoughts that keep us stuck. They keep us stuck, but they're there. And what's so great, I think, about the stories that have been shared is that you see, well, it's not that people don't have these thoughts. It's not these thoughts don't exist for the people that have now gone on to change what they're doing. Those thoughts were there, but they've taken the action regardless. They've made the decision and then they've moved forward with intentionality. Welcome to the HR Big Meat podcast. This is the place where we amplify the voices of women in HR and have honest conversations about what it really means to work in this profession so that nobody has to internalise the idea that they are the problem. We are all about you having sustainable impact without compromise. So expect real stories, just a smattering of swear words, and a few uncomfortable truths. Oh, and everything that you'd hope from something that is proudly not like normal HR. Are you ready to be humans resourced? Great, let's jump right in. We are at the season finale. Over this season, you've heard stories of redundancy, burnout, career changes, self-doubt, courage, and rediscovering who you are beneath the job title. In this final episode of this season, at least, I'm bringing those stories together to explain what they all have in common, because while every journey has been different, the lessons are surprisingly universal. If you're looking for permission to trust yourself just that little bit more, then this is the episode for you. This week I have been watching a TV series, and I've invested a lot of my evenings into this TV series, right? I really have. And it got to the season finale last night, as I record this, last night, and I didn't learn anything at all. I had no conclusion. I had no outcome. I'm still not entirely sure what it is that I'm watching. And I'm very frustrated by it. Really, really frustrated. So I am so conscious that as I sit here and record this season finale for this here podcast, that I don't want to leave you hanging like that. I don't want to leave you thinking that there's no conclusion and that there's no outcome, and you're wondering why you're investing your time in listening to this. Because what's going on? I mean, clearly I'm very frustrated by this. Just don't waste my time. Anyway, let's park that. Let's park that. Because actually, of course, this is different. This isn't some story that I'm creating and it's fictional. The stories that have been shared with you throughout this podcast, they are real life things that have happened to people, and they've all had their own kind of conclusion in their own way. But for me, with stories, personal stories that have been shared in the way that they have done on this podcast, when we listen to them, we are all going to take something different from them. And it's going to be relevant to where we are right now. So I've heard some of the stories for the second time round because we've revisited some of the stories of the people that have been on the stage at their live HR Big Meat events. So I've listened to these stories a couple of times and I've still taken something different from them. Because I think when we hear stories, we join the dots for what it means for us. And of course, whenever we listen to them, we are a different person at those places in time. So whether it's your first time hearing the stories, your second time, third, fourth, whatever, I really hope that each one has given you something to take from it and to apply to your own set of circumstances. But I still can't help but just round things off nicely because that's just who and how I am. So I'm going to do that, or attempt to do that, with this season finale episode. And to start off with, just a huge thanks for anyone for all of you for listening, for watching, for commenting, for getting in touch. It's made a huge difference. And it's really good to know that I'm not just talking into my laptop. And there are people listening in. So thank you for being here and for listening into the stories that have been shared. And what I noticed with each of them, some common threads, I suppose, is that there has been, for all of us, because I shared my story in episode 1 too, there's been a moment of intentionality. There's been a decision point, right? That said, I don't want this to be like this for me anymore. Now, whether that decision has been self-led, like Katie's story, she was in the situation where she was, well, I don't want this to be my life. I don't want to be doing this in 23 years. Or it's been forced upon us, like with Kirsty and with Gemma, where they've had something happen and then it has had them cause them to rethink about how they interact with their work. However that decision has come about, there has been a decision. There has been a moment, right, that said something different is calling me. And then beyond that, there's been a process of rediscovery. So I don't think that you make this decision, I want my life to be different, and then wake up the next day and know all the answers of how you're going to get there. That's not, I don't think that's going to happen. If anyone's got the access to have done that, like, let me know, because that to me is pretty magical. Because the reality generally is it can be really daunting not knowing what's next for yourself. It can be really daunting knowing, like, I know I'm not happy here, but what is going to make me happy? Especially when we've spent our life pursuing the thing that we've been told is going to make us happy. So we're told to get a good job, to earn a good salary, to have a good job title, to get the house, the car, the family, whatever. We're told those things are what we should be aiming for. And then we get them and we're like, what's this? This doesn't feel how I thought it was going to feel. That can be a really, really challenging kind of lost time, I suppose. You can really be like, what is going on? So it is a process of rediscovery. And I think that's what they've each been through in the stories that they've shared. I remember asking my mum when I was about to leave my job for the first time, because I've done it 2 times. It gets easier as you do it once, you know that you're going to be okay. But I remember asking her, like, if I leave this job with nothing to go to, then does it make me a failure? Because there's so much emotion attached to a decision like that. Again, when you're told what you do is you get a job and then you get another job, and each time you should progress, doing anything different just has so much attached to it in our minds. So I know it's not an easy decision to make, to go and do something differently. But with that decision has to come action. There hasn't just been like, wake up one day and suddenly my life is miraculously different. Everyone that shared their stories, they've had those same thoughts and challenges and brain stuff that your brain likes to throw up for you. But then they've decided that they're still going to do it anyway. And some of those actions have been big bang actions, like me leaving a job with nothing to go to, like Laura, who did exactly the same and then went off and travelled into volunteering. Some of it has been big bang actions. And some of it's been smaller steps, like Michelle, who has experimented. She decided she knew she needed to interact with work differently. So what about if one day I wear a brighter nail varnish colour? And then beyond that, like, if you see Michelle Hartley now, you'll know her brand is full of vibrancy and colour. The way she dresses is the same. It's so far removed from the person that she described to us, you know, in the navy suit, white shirts, fitting in kind of persona that she had in the past. So sometimes those actions will be big steps and sometimes they're smaller steps. More likely it's going to be a combination of the both of them, right? But taking action can be really hard too. Your brain is going to throw up all kinds of stuff to stop you from doing that thing because it's not certain that what the outcome is going to be and it feels risky. But genuinely, when you take those opportunities, you take those decisions and you take them from a place of alignment with yourself and who you are and what matters, as opposed to, this is what I think I should be doing. I just believe opportunities open up for us, and people come into your life that you never knew were there. You find all these people around you who think the same, and you're like, oh my God, I've got this. I thought I was crazy. I was the crazy one, but actually There's a whole heap of crazy out in the world. They're just waiting for you to go and take your crazy out to them and go and meet them. So what I'm saying basically is that all of this is hard. But what I hope that you've seen is that none of us who shared our stories have access to anything that isn't accessible to you. None of us have sat on and shared our story and gone, yeah, I'm like the best thing in the world, man. I have access to this like magical thing that no one else has. And that's what's made me do the things. I don't know why I have to use that voice, but none of us are saying you need some special tonic to go and do the thing that you're dreaming of, or to leave the job, or to prioritize yourself. We're simply saying it's a decision. You make the decision and then you take the action. And then it culminates over time. It just keeps building and building and building and building. And before you know it, you're delivering stand-up comedy on a stage in front of 900 people. Like, who knows what's possible? Your brain can't even fathom what's possible. So take the action is what I'm saying. But that becomes a whole lot easier when you're not trying to be something that you're not. When you are constantly focused on your flaws, on the things that you need to do in order to be enough, it becomes really, you're following someone else's dream of what they want for you. And when you take action from a really aligned place, when you're really understanding of who you are, what matters to you, what life you want to be having, like LaShawn talked about with her organic brilliance. How good is that as a phrase? I love that phrase. And how Paula told us that she will consciously remember the unique value that she has and that she takes into those leadership meetings so that she can influence and she can have the impact that she wants to, because she is acting from her truest strengths and what is true for her. And Kate, who is now making her living out of the thing that she always lent on in difficult times, but, perhaps didn't know how that fitted into a corporate space. She's now making money and having a business out of doing the thing that she wanted to, which is poetry. None of them are trying to be something that they're not anymore. And that comes with saying, actually, yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. I'm going to get the help, or I'm going to admit to not being very good at it and be okay with the fact, because actually when you let me work to my unique brilliance and my unique magic, this is what's possible. So yes, none of it is an easy process. No, none of it happens overnight, but also all that's getting in the way, if you are living a life now that you perhaps don't feel as motivated by, and that you know that there's more for you, all that's getting in the way of you getting there is a decision to get there. And yes, look, it's not easy, particularly when your system has been operating in a place of battle for so long. LaShawn's event talking about getting battle ready, gosh, that resonates so much for me. Because actually, yeah, we all feel like we've been fighting a battle for a really long time in our profession. And yeah, gosh, that's really hard. And your system is holding it. You are not a head on a stick. You are a head with a body, or you're a body with a head. And you have to start acknowledging that you are more than just your intellect, and feel joy and feel fun and feel humor and all those wonderful things that we have access to because we are human. We've got to allow those things in. Just like Laura, noticing what her body was telling her, me touching the trees. Just do it, get connected. Feel the fact that you are a whole person, not just a brain. So find your people, get the community around you who support you in achieving the goals that you set out for yourself. Don't do it alone. If you feel like a dedicated person being in your corner, believing in you until you believe in yourself, giving you the accountability of checking in regularly, get yourself a coach. All the best people have them. And I can say that because I've had one pretty much from when I made my decision that I wanted something different. Coaching, I think we should all have access to. Having someone notice your patterns, reflect them back to you. It's just magic. And it's not even a pitch for working with me, right? Like, just as important as making the decision to get a coach is about making the decision on who is the right coach for you. If you don't like humor, it's not going to work with me. It's just, there are different coaches. There's enough of us to go around. Get in touch with me if you think you like my style, but don't if you don't. It's not going to be fun for either of us. But the point is, get yourself the support. Get yourself some community. Don't try and do it all on your own. There's no weakness in accepting help. And honestly, as our profession, we should be leaning into it much more than we do. Than when you think about, what it is that we're really dealing with. So that's the end of the season. We've got another season coming in September. Some great guests already recorded, already lined up. If you enjoy this episode of this podcast, sharing stories, as I say at the end of every single one of them, please share it. Please let someone know about it who might benefit from the stories, and do get in touch with me about what you think, about what's changed for you, about what you're experimenting with. I would love to cheerlead you and support you in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Now, let's make this mean something. It's such an easy one for me this week. So easy. Go do the thing. Just go do the thing. I've given you, throughout this series, different prompts to help inform your thinking, to help get you to this point of doing the thing. Just do it. Do the thing. Do something that scares you. Do the thing that moves you towards your big dream. Do something. Get into action and prove to yourself that you are okay when you do the big scary thing. Just go do it. Go on. If you have enjoyed this episode, can I ask you a favour? Please could you interact, leave a review, share it with your friends, do whatever you can to help get this in front of other women in HR who might need to hear the stories that we're sharing. Thank you. I appreciate you.